Is now the right time to restructure New Hampshire government? Coming up in the cloakroom. Hi, and welcome back into the Cloakroom, the video magazine from the Josiah Bartlett Center for Public Policy. I'm Grant Fossey. New Hampshire government is at a crossroads. Governor John Lynch is leaving the office after 8 years, a couple of major vacancies in state departments. Is now the right time to restructure state government and give the governor a little more control over the bureaucracy? A subcommittee of the House Executive Departments and Administration Committee is studying ways to restructure New Hampshire government, and they invited Josiah Bartlett Center President Charlie Arlinghaus to share his thoughts on making agency heads accountable to the corner office.
And at some point, everyone in state government needs to be responsible to somebody. You are all responsible to somebody because every 2 years you have a management review. And I am free to kick you out. We used to not regard that as a significant effort because people would say to me, yeah, but everybody just gets reelected. The elections of 2006 and 2010 have suggested, anyway, that the voters are not nearly as sheep-like as we suspected they were, and that occasionally they will pursue wholesale change and just randomly get rid of a whole bunch of you. Not you, obviously, but the other ones.
Arlinghaus argues that just as John Lynch inherited commissioners he didn't want from Governor Craig Benson, the next governor will be stuck with Lynch's team.
So everybody the current guy appointed is still going to be there, but it's not, you know, he appointed them to carry out his vision of state government. I want a banking commissioner who's going to do this, this, and this. Well, that's great. You know, what John Lynch wants as a banking commissioner, though, is no longer relevant. I mean, it is for a few months yet. But after November, it is no longer relevant. And yet, who he wanted as banking commissioner is relevant, and that person will persist.
Some members of the committee worry about giving the governor too much power to appoint buddies and cronies.
The next thing you know, we'd have 12 commissioners who really are the best drinking buddies of the governor, rather than the best managers, people for the job, on both sides of the end. I mean, just because a person is appointed by a party does not necessarily at all mean that they are not the most competent person currently available in the state to do the job.
If a governor appointed his drinking buddies, let's just say incompetent people who he happens to know, and regarded it as patronage and no-show jobs, that would come out pretty quickly in a New Hampshire where the government is not large enough that you can hide. Other people would say things, and with a 2-year term, you'd be kicked out of office really fast.
Chair Carol McGuire says there needs to be a balance between giving the governor control over the bureaucracy and attracting top people to work in state government.
We're looking at it very carefully because there's problems with recruiting and retaining commissioners if they're serving at the whim of the governor. Most people are unwilling to give up the high-level jobs they're likely to hold in order to take a job at the whim of the governor. So we would have to make it a little more structured than just, I want my own person here. There would have to be some controls.
Arlinghaus says now might be the right time to strike.
Republicans don't like to give the Democratic governor more control, and Democrats don't like to give the Republican governor more control. But at this point, each party is hoping that their candidate will come in, and we can get them in an election cycle to agree that we should hold their person responsible, we should hold them accountable. And so I think it is an opportunity because of the transition in the governor's office.
Both the Republican and Democratic parties have primaries for their gubernatorial nominations, and either party could capture the corner office in November. Arlinghaus says now is the time to get both parties to agree on the fundamental changes in state government, regardless of party. I'm Grant Fossey. Thanks for watching The Cloakroom.